These fighters are saying Floyd hating, Floyd hating, Floyd hating. Last time I checked, hating on what? On what?
Meaning he is greater at his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay.
I
can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time. First of all,
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Floyd Mayweather didn't stay silent after hearing Stephen A. Smith's recent remarks suggesting that Terence Crawford ranks above him as a fighter. Still, Stephen A. Smith made sure to acknowledge just how extraordinary Mayweather's career truly was. He pointed out that Floyd struggled with serious hand issues for much of his time in the ring, which limited his natural punching power and reduced the number of knockouts in his later years. Even with that setback, Mayweather remained untouchable, proving his unmatched ability to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents. Smith emphasized that this was a testament to Mayweather's genius, showing that even without relying on sheer power, he consistently found ways to dominate every opponent who stood in front of him.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
Moreover, while praising Mayweather, Smith also shared his thoughts on a potential dream matchup between Floyd and Terence Crawford. Without a moment of doubt, he chose Crawford as his pick, making it clear he wouldn't second-guess that decision. Smith expressed complete confidence that if such a fantasy fight were ever to happen, Crawford would hold the advantage, leaving no uncertainty in his mind about who he'd side with in that showdown.
Avoiding everybody calling it a pick'em fight.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Crawford.
Furthermore, Smith explained that while Floyd Mayweather is undeniably one of the greatest fighters in boxing history, known for his unmatched defense, lightning-fast speed, and exceptional ring IQ, he still wouldn't rank him as the single greatest of all time. Smith argued that the GOAT conversation is much bigger than just one man, reminding fans that legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, and Salvador Sanchez also deserve to be part of that discussion. According to Smith, Mayweather commands immense respect, but he isn't the only name worthy of being remembered among boxing's all-time elite.
He is greater at his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay.
I
can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time. First of all, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy, he's just a savant. But I got to look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world. I watch Sugar Ray, I watch Pepino Cuevas, I watch Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Hagler, Mugabe, all of these cats, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez before he died. But
However, Smith made it clear that Terence Crawford now stands as the face of modern boxing, the fighter who truly represents the sport today. He described Crawford as not only the best active boxer, but also the undisputed pound-for-pound #1 of this generation, a title no one else can rightfully claim. Smith emphasized that Crawford's journey to becoming an undisputed champion in the four-belt era was nothing short of historic, setting him apart from his peers, and proving that he has already earned his place at the very top of the boxing world.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Boots Ennis echoed this sentiment, stating that Terence Crawford deserves to be mentioned alongside legendary names like Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Ray Leonard. According to Ennis, Crawford's greatness lies in the fact that he never shied away from tough competition. Instead, he faced every major contender in his divisions and defeated them all convincingly. For Ennis, that willingness to take on every challenge and come out on top is exactly what cements Crawford's place in the conversation among boxing's all-time greats.
That put him up there with the Floyds, the Ray Leonards.
Right there with them all.
You know what I mean? They told me he didn't fight everybody, nobody. He done fought whoever was in front of him, whoever was in that weight at that time, and he beat everybody. He's great. Simple.
Tim Bradley fully agreed with that viewpoint, confidently stating that Terence Crawford would defeat Floyd Mayweather if the two had met in their primes. Bradley broke down his reasoning, highlighting Crawford's wide skill set, his seamless ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw, and his deadly precision. He noted that Mayweather has historically struggled against sharp counterpunchers, referencing past bouts where Floyd had to adjust against quick southpaw opponents. According to Bradley, Crawford not only possesses elite counterpunching skills, but also the versatility to keep Mayweather constantly guessing. In his eyes, Crawford's combination of size, stance switching, and relentless aggression would simply be too much, even for a prime Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand the way he reached.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, reinforced that point by reminding fans that whenever the greatest fighters in history are mentioned, names like Sugar Ray Robinson and Jack Dempsey always come up. He insisted that Terence Crawford's name deserves to be right there alongside those legends. McIntyre firmly believes that Crawford has already accomplished enough to secure his place among boxing's all-time greats, not just as a dominant champion of this era, but as a fighter whose legacy will stand the test of time.
Rank him. Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because of eras? No, I would say when you say name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're gonna have to say Ray Robinson. You're gonna have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you gotta say Terence Crawford. He's up there. He's definitely up.
Paulie Malignaggi didn't hold back when comparing Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He explained that Mayweather spent his prime years facing true champions and elite competition, citing names like Miguel Cotto and a young, hungry Canelo Alvarez as examples. In Malignaggi's view, Crawford has yet to face opponents of that same caliber, which makes it difficult to compare their resumes directly. Still, Paulie admitted that if both men had met at their absolute best, a prime Mayweather versus Crawford matchup would have been one of the greatest fights in boxing history. A showdown worthy of being mentioned alongside the legendary clashes of Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Mayweather, I thought, took on some pretty tough 154-pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. Remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. People talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54. So, I don't know, man. The comparison, listen, Crawford-Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
Zab Judah also weighed in on the debate, saying that when Canelo Alvarez claimed Terence Crawford was better than Floyd Mayweather, it wasn't an exaggeration at all. Judah explained that Canelo's opinion carries serious weight because he's one of the few fighters who has actually faced both men. Having experienced Mayweather earlier in his career and later sharing the ring with Crawford, Canelo's perspective comes from firsthand experience. According to Judah, that makes Canelo's comparison impossible to ignore, because he truly understands the unique challenges each man presents inside the ring.
Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What did you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know? Yeah. Anybody would know Canelo would.
Ryan Clark offered high praise for Floyd Mayweather, calling him the defining fighter of his generation. He explained that Mayweather didn't just win, he humiliated his opponents with flawless technique, razor-sharp reflexes, and unmatched mental toughness inside the ring. For Clark, Mayweather represented the true essence of dominance throughout the 2000s, standing as the ultimate symbol of skill, precision, and control in an era stacked with elite champions.
Is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside.
He then shifted the focus to Terence Crawford, saying that Crawford has now carved out his own place among boxing's greats. By defeating top names like Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez in dominant fashion, Crawford has proven not only his elite skill set, but also his fearlessness in facing the best. Clark emphasized that these victories demonstrate Crawford's willingness to test himself at the highest level, solidifying his legacy and leaving his own mark on boxing history.
There's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years. But no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that. And Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their era.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and former trainer, offered a more nuanced take on the debate, recalling Floyd's memorable fight against a young Canelo Alvarez. Jeff admitted that although Floyd won decisively on the scorecards, the bout was more of a showcase of Canelo's early potential than pure domination. He explained that Canelo was still developing at the time, learning and maturing as a fighter, while Floyd was already at the peak of his experience and ring IQ. For Jeff, that fight proved Floyd's brilliance, but it also underscored how crucial timing can be in boxing, as Floyd capitalized on meeting Canelo before he had fully reached his prime.
Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very.
Errol Spence Jr. shared his own perspective on what makes Floyd Mayweather stand out in boxing history. He highlighted Mayweather's extraordinary ring, IQ, and unmatched technical skill, explaining that those qualities put him on a completely different level from nearly every other fighter. In Spence's view, Mayweather possessed a rare ability to control every aspect of a fight, both mentally and physically, which solidified his legacy among boxing's all-time greats. He added that while fans can only imagine how a dream matchup between Mayweather and Crawford might have unfolded, Floyd's mental sharpness and psychological edge would likely have made the difference.
Different because, Floyd's just different. I feel like, he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close, 2-3, yeah. And not by far. So, it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him. And it's just certain things that he does that, that's really tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose and so I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all-time type stuff he was doing there.
Like Floyd would beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that. Yeah. I don't know who went out, Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know.
But for Floyd was the best work, just like mental games, everything.
Oh yeah, mentally, he by far, I feel like he's the best.
Robert Garcia shared his perspective by placing Terence Crawford within the broader context of boxing greatness. He acknowledged that Crawford's achievement of becoming an undisputed world champion is historic and deserves all the praise it gets. However, when asked to choose in a prime-for-prime matchup, Garcia admitted he would slightly favor Floyd Mayweather or even Manny Pacquiao, believing both had an edge in overall competition and toughness during their respective eras. Still, Garcia made it clear that Crawford absolutely belongs in the conversation among the all-time greats, given the history he has already written in the sport.
He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. In a fight, I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? It's 100%.
Shane Mosley drew a comparison between Terence Crawford and one of the few fighters who truly tested Floyd Mayweather, Jose Luis Castillo. He explained that Crawford's combination of power, long reach, stand-switching ability, and relentless pressure could have presented Floyd with similar challenges. Mosley acknowledged that while Mayweather's defense was legendary, Crawford's non-stop aggression and adaptability would have made it an extremely difficult matchup. In his view, Crawford would have been one of the rare fighters capable of pushing Mayweather beyond his comfort zone.
That I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this, I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo, when Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford hits hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style, he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's gonna make sure the combination is gonna be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something.
Now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this fantasy matchup? Do you think Terence Crawford could have beaten Floyd Mayweather in their primes, or would Floyd's experience and defense still prevail? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more boxing breakdowns just like this one.